If I ask you to name the biggest financial mistakes that Indians make after moving to the US, most people would probably say not filing taxes properly. Some might say making a mistake while investing. Others will say forgetting to report foreign income. But here's another document that quietly catches thousands of people every year. And surprisingly, many people don't even know that it exists. It is called the FBAR, short for Report of Foreign Bank and Financial Account. At first, the name it may sound very complicated, but the rule itself is actually quite simple. If you are considered a US person for tax purposes and the combined balance of your foreign financial account crosses about $10,000 at any point during the year, you may be required to report those accounts to the US Treasury Department. Now, this is where many families get confused. They assume the $10,000 limit that applies to each individual account. No, it does not. Ladies and gentlemen, the government looks at the combined value of all your foreign account altogether. Let's say that you have one saving account in India, an NRE account, an NRO account, a fixed deposit, and maybe even a DMART account for investment. Individually, if we see, then none of these crosses $10,000. But if the highest combined balance of all those accounts during the years goes up the limit, the reporting requirement can apply. And wait, here's something that surprises many people. The rule is not limited to accounts where your money is kept. If you have signature authority over a foreign account or if your name it appears on a joint account with your parents or another family member, that account may also needs to be considered depending on your circumstances. And now comes the question everyone asks. What if I don't own any tax on that money? Why do I still have to report it? You have to because the FBAR is not a tax form. It is an information reporting requirement. US government simply wants taxpayers to disclose qualifying foreign financial account. Now, whether you own the tax on the money, it is completely a separate issue. But that distinction, it is extremely important. Ladies and gentlemen, another common misunderstanding is that people think that FBAR is filed along with their annual income tax return. It isn't. The FBAR is filed separately through the Treasury Department's electronic filing system, and although the standard due date it aligns with tax season and automatic extension, it is generally available until October 15th. And you know what happens if somebody forgets to file it? This is where things become serious. Even when the failure is considered non-willful, civil penalties could still be significant under current rule. And if authorities determine that somebody deliberately failed to report qualifying account, the financial consequences can become far more severe. Well, the good news is that forgetting to file in previous years, it does not always mean the situation cannot be corrected. The US government has voluntary compliance procedures available for certain eligible taxpayers who made genuine mistakes and who want to come back into compliance. So you know what should every Indian living in America should do? Start by making a list of every foreign financial account you own. Check the highest balance each account reached during the year. Keep proper bank statements. Review whether you meet the reporting threshold. And if you are unsure, don't guess. Take professional advice before the filing. Because sometimes the cost of asking an expert it is much more smaller than the cost of fixing a mistake later on. Biggest lesson from this story is simple. Owning a bank account in India, it is not a problem. Not understanding your reporting responsibility, that could be.